Good evening. Calling to order the Committee of the Whole meeting of Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. We'll all rise and salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. McCabe, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Bronston Rizzo.
Here.
Mr. Ferranti.
Here.
Mr. Kingston.
Here.
Mrs. Milbury Ellis.
Present.
Mrs. Monterosso.
Here.
Ms. Ty.
Here.
Acting Mayor Keefe.
Here. We have a quorum. Agenda item number 1, consent calendar. The approval of minutes. Okay. Any questions on the minutes? No? Any questions? Hearing and seeing none? Okay. Any warrants? Miss Rizzo?
Yes, I had, my first one was on number 305 for Hatch for $39,500 for the Revere High School parking lot. So I was wondering what was going to be done back there, but it also said rubbish removal. So I'm a little confused.
I can answer the question on the account name, so don't be confused by that name. It's a maintenance of grounds account that before my time was named rubbish removal. So that account you may see payment for rubbish removal. You also may see concrete work, line painting, anything to do with the grounds themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we can check with Mr. Svensson, but I believe, Mr. Cruz, this might have been from when they fixed the roadway going from the police exit down toward the back parking lot.
Right, so this payment was for work that had been done, and we were waiting for it to tie completely out to make the full payment on the contract. Yep.
Okay. Number 306 to Sasso for $3,300 for hot top repairs. I'm wondering why we're paying them when he parked his trucks there all the time. I would think it would have been a friendly tit for tat.
He's not invited to park his vehicles in the back of the high school lot. So,
He was doing it for years.
I realize, and I believe that he's been told repeatedly that that's not a storage place for vehicles. I know that does a lot of work for the city and does a lot of work in the school department when there is snow removal happening. And at that time of year, it's easier for us to get those jobs done if the vehicles are right there and waiting, ready to go when we have a snow emergency or something of that nature. But I don't think there was ever any kind of an arrangement that he would be able to leave his vehicles there for a reduced cost of services. I believe we still have to pay for any services that he provides.
Thank you. And one more for 323, Marin's Brothers, $8,200 for painting the auditorium floor. No, it doesn't sound like a fun job, but our custodial staff, or I forget the other title that they have, like electrical and, yeah, they couldn't do that. I mean, it's small money, but I was just...
It is. I think that Mr. Svensson does a really good job of identifying there's so many jobs that need to be done, like over the summer months when we have a short period of time while students are not in session, classes are not in session, that some of the work we're able to do on our own and some of the work we contract out depending on how big the job is and how many other larger projects we have our maintenance and custodial team working on. I know that this summer in particular, we had them do quite a few jobs doing things like creating 4 offices from 2 in the special education department and other things like that. I can ask Mr. Svensson about this, but I feel like he does a good job of differentiating between those two things.
I will say, the auditorium looks wonderful. Even people that came for the mayoral debate, or whatever you want to call it, a lot of people were surprised on how wonderful it did look. They did a really nice job in there.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Ferrante?
Thank you. Matt, on page 11, just information, at 388 to 390, BCM controls security improvements. Where was that done and what were the improvements?
So I can pull purchase order 6631. This would have been pushed through at the end of the fiscal year last year for the work to be done over the summer. And it's a district-wide account, so it could have been at any of several of our schools. But if I pull the detail, I'll be able to get that to the committee so you can see exactly what the billing was for. It would have been 3 distinct line items, which is why it's showing up this way on the report.
And one more question on page 16, number 555, science from scientific, 80,000 science enrichment. What is that for?
So that is, it's actually the program that we talked about at the Ways and Means Subcommittee meeting the other day. And that is to pay for the actual scientists who come in and do work with our students in the classroom, grades 4 through 6. Is that right, Dr. Mocavo? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions on warrants? Okay. Hearing and seeing none. Financial reports, none. Food service financials, none.
Yes.
Oh. Says none. Oh, okay. Financial reports. What do we have then?
So this
here
is
we
just it's just our first quarter financial report through the first 90 days of the school year. The most important items here would be, was our budget properly established in the accounting system? You'll be voting tonight to appropriate the carry forward funds. So in the second quarter report, we will see the full appropriation here along with the full spending through 6 months. So this is just the first 3 months of the year. Don't forget that the burn rates are only reflecting actual bills paid. In some of these accounts, we may have encumbered the full amount expected for the year. And I'll take any questions if you have any on specific lines. But after the first quarter, we're just getting things churning.
Mr. Chairman, just one question.
Mr. Ferrante?
Thank you. Matt, on number 248, I noticed that it's the only negative figure I see. Is that what we paid, or is that encumbered from last year? Because we're minus about 50,000 there. Tuitions collaboratives.
Yes, so that is tuitions only to collaboratives that we are members of, meaning we have a presence on their board. So all of this is for sure collaborative. And what we do on the front end of the year is encumber the full amount of every student that's currently tuitioned out as if they were to attend every single day of the entire year. To do that was, a tiny percent higher than our budget, but inevitably some of those students will transition out, move out, be put in a new program, so the final billing will come down under that. So we're not concerned about a $50,000 overage in September. We'll keep an eye on that as we get to the third quarter. If it's gone the other way and we've placed even more students at shore, then we'll correct that within the tuition accounts.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions on financials? Okay.
Don't forget that on the docket for the school committee meeting is the formal appropriation vote to say, here's what we're doing with this net school spending eligible carry forward. And once you vote that tonight, we will step into the spending of those funds across what you appropriate tonight.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay?
Okay. So nothing on food service, and we have communications.
Mr. Chairman, do you want me to read them?
Please.
Okay. All right, the first one's disposal of a 2004 Ford F-250 pickup truck. The RPS Maintenance Department is asking to dispose of a 2004 Ford 250 pickup truck. The vehicle is no longer safe to drive due to underbody rusting conditions and costly repairs that outweigh the value of the truck. The vehicle lacks brakes, power steering, and proper engine combustion. We are requesting your approval to remove this vehicle from the Maintenance Department fleet and to dispose of it. Thank you, Kyle Swenson.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Any questions? If I may ask a question? Just being a little newer to the school committee, does this get put out to municipal bids for, recovery, or does this get just disposed of?
In this case, and the next communication is very similar, but it's a 2009 vehicle. These are two, obviously, one of them's almost 20 years old, the other one's a little bit younger than that, vehicles that have been out of service for a number of years, and our maintenance department has, you notice that it says there are no brakes, no power steering, no proper engine combustion, et cetera. They've used as many of the supply parts as they could from these two vehicles to keep other vehicles running for the last several years, and now find that there's no life left in these two vehicles.
Sure. No, I'm just curious if there's some sort of a, these vehicles, even though there's no value to us, they might have value to someone else, or even if just the disposal of it, there's recycle value and whatnot. Is there
And I believe they
money
go
that comes back into
through
the
Rich
maintenance?
Viscay, because I believe there's a city rule about what to
Correct.
do with vehicles. So I know that was, that Mr. Viscay had called for any vehicles that were being disposed of, and part of the impetus here was to get the school committee's approval to donate these two vehicles to that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Great. Okay, that's what I assumed, and sounds right. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, you want me to read the next?
Mr. Ferrante, sure, please.
Okay. The RPS Maintenance Department is asking to dispose of a 2009 Ford F-250 pickup truck. The vehicle is no longer safe to drive due to the underbody rusting conditions and costly repairs that outweigh the value of the truck. The vehicle lacks brakes, power steering, and proper engine combustion. We are requesting your approval to remove this vehicle from the Maintenance Department fleet and to dispose of it. Thank you, Kyle Swenson.
Thank you. Any questions? No? Okay, great. That's all for communications. We have no enrollment update today, and then we have personnel items, new hires and retirement resignations.
Mr. Chairman, I just have one question to Dr. Kelly. Are we still trying to fill positions now, or are we pretty much good for?
We're getting closer. We've had a couple more resignations in the last few weeks. We're down to one open position at Revere High School. We filled the one that was open at the Susan B. Anthony. It might be just the high school one that we have left, do you know? And Lincoln, we
Lincoln,
have
third
one
grade.
position open, third grade, yep.
Not bad?
We're getting there.
Okay, thank you.
Resignations, same thing, right? Great. Okay. Any other questions on that? No? Okay. Acceptance of gifts. We have a donation of sound booth to Revere High School.
Sure, and I didn't have anything in writing to give to the committee on this, but Revere TV offered us a virtually brand-new, hardly ever used sound booth where kids can record their voices for a variety of different things. It can help with the TV production that they do. The value of the sound booth, I know, is around $10,000, and we're hoping that the school committee will grant permission for us to receive this fabulous, fabulous gift. And I just want to express my thanks to Revere TV for giving us that. It's something, I know that that Paul Amato and Kelly Williams and all of their teams will do put to great use.
Thank you, Revere TV.
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Rizzo?
upon a vote on this, could we please send Revere TV a thank you for their donation on behalf of the Revere School Department and Revere Public Schools?
Yeah, I think that sounds great. I don't think we need to do roll call on that, or, no? All in favor? Okay, great. And then we have, any other questions on the acceptance of gifts? No? Okay. No school field trips? What's the matter? Can't get these kids out? All right.
Just to clarify, the field trips that we bring to the school committee are if they're overnight or out of state. There are plenty of other field trips happening in the state of Massachusetts.
No, I know. We actually are hosting the third graders from the Hill School at the, I believe they're going to be touring the City Hall and the Historical Society
Yes.
at the end of the month, or the end of November. Excited for that. Okay. Anything else?
I do have just one update on the work that was done in Revere High School. It was not just the driveway down into the main lot, it was also the whole bus area where the buses park, which was, you know, redone and relined and restriped and all of that this summer.
Thank you. That's all we have. Anyone have anything else to add? Mr. Ferrante? Ms. Rizzo?
Dr. Kelly, I just want to say thank you to everyone for their help this morning, helping out in the back with all the traffic and students and neighbors. So thank you. I know you patrol traffic also, so thank you to your help, and everyone did a great job.
Ms. Monterosso?
Maybe it's here, maybe it's the next one, just an organizational question. I know sometimes materials aren't ready when we post the agendas, but I wanted to ask if things could be sent to us as they are done so that we can review them before the meetings, like PowerPoints and things like that. Thank you.
Mr. Ferrante, anything?
I'm all set. I
Okay.
don't have anything else.
Great. And if anyone was curious, there was a water main break on Cary Ave in the back entry of the high school. Of course, our DPW and water team got on top of it, and our school department handled it very well. I was on the phone with Carl Svensson at 6 a.m. So, all right, thank you very much. So that concludes our committee of the whole, and we'll see you back at 6.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.